Hey, Tom Casey here today talking to you about air filters and air filter ratings. Um, Filters are a confusing sort of thing because there are so many different choices. We go to the big box do-it-yourself store and there's just aisles and boxes and all sorts of good marketing. We go to grocery stores, we go online. What filter do I need? They have these funny ratings called MERV ratings, MERV. And basically what that just does is it rates how efficient the filter is in terms of how small of a particle it will catch. The higher the number, the smaller the particle it will catch. And while this sounds like a really good thing on its surface, like let me get the highest MERV rating possible because it will filter the most out of my ear, there's another impact to the system that you need to pay attention to that the filter manufacturers and a lot of dealers won't tell you. You see, we're in the air conditioning business, whether it's cooling it or heating it. Air is the key word in our business. And if we don't maintain the proper level of airflow or airflow volume in the system, all sorts of things happen and none of them are good. And you see, when a manufacturer rates their unit, their air handling unit, whether it's a furnace or an air handler itself, they rate it on something called external static pressure. Basically, this is the push-pull pressure that your system can generate, including the air filter which they've tested it with. The air filter they've tested it with is approximately a MERV 1 to 4. In other words, very inefficient, kind of like a disposable filter you can buy at a hardware store. The type you're supposed to change every 30 days. Not very efficient, doesn't filter out very many things. In the business, we call them rock catchers, like rock, like R-O-C-K, rock catchers, because they catch big giant boulders. They don't catch any of the stuff that contaminates and dirties your unit and provides food for things like microbials and mold and stuff like that. You've got to get up to about a MERV 11 rating in order to start to have any type of meaningful impact. The trouble is most systems can't handle a MERV 11 filter unless they were designed for that to happen. You see, to get those smaller particles, the filter itself has to get more and more dense and smaller holes in it. So a regular filter might have a lot of big holes, and as filter efficiency gets higher, the holes get smaller. Think about it like this. If I were to slide a piece of plywood into your filter slot on your air handling unit, it would be 100% efficient. No particles at all will go by it, but it would block all of your airflow. The same thing sort of happens when you get too efficient with air filters. And this is a big deal when it comes to your system because we have a minimum level and a maximum level of airflow we have to work within for your system to be charged right, for the gas pressures to work right, for airflow to be right, for humidity to be right. All these things based on the airflow. Makes sense, right? Air conditioning business, air being the key word. So we recommend a filter which is called a polarized media air cleaner. You might hear our professionals refer to it as a PMAC. PMAC. And the reason we recommend this filter is it has the pressure drop characteristics of that disposable 30-day rock catcher filter. In other words, it matches the ratings from your manufacturer of when they tested the airflow of their system, but it filters better than a MERV 11. The technology of it is such that it's got electronics inside of it that are guaranteed for life that will catch more things than a MERV 11 filter. So you get the filtration that you want and need to protect your unit and your health of your home and get all the bad stuff out of the air. And you don't have the pressure loss of the high efficiency filter. Now, if someone were to talk to you about things that are higher than MERV 11, if your system was not designed for it, it will cause way more problems than good. And often we'll end up tearing those out for clients who've gone that route, contractors who didn't know better, install them in their systems, and we put in the PMAC solution and restore operations. You see, everything's based on the design of your ducts. And if your ducts were originally not designed to have those types of accessories, they won't work. In fact, it gets worse. When we test duct systems for actual proper airflow, we find that two-thirds of systems are actually what we call low flow or below that minimum level already. So entering any additional filters or accessories or pressure drops of any type lower it even further. And so efficiency goes out the window, comfort goes out the window, humidification, dehumidification goes out the window, and you know what? The wear and tear in your system goes way up. Your system works way harder when the airflow's not right, and it's going to cause your system to fail prematurely. Now, this is important to you because don't believe the hype. You got to dig a little deeper. You got to make sure the whole thing matches up. The airflow rating of the system, the filtration rating of the filter, the air pressure drop of the filter. But I'm here to tell you, the PMAC filter is the winner across the board. Pressure drops that match the way your system was tested with greater than MERV 11 efficiency ratings to clean your air and protect your unit. Boom.